And we're live. Hello, it's Bill, the Knee Pain Guru. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2022. Today we're going to talk about the ABCs after ACL reconstruction. It's going to be a fun one. Okay, we're going to get to that in just a moment. Happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Had a good day yesterday. I'll show you what I got for Father's Day. I got a blue pen and a rubber chicken from my daughter for Father's Day. And we went to a hot springs in Western North Carolina. That is, if you ever get a chance to go, it's about 45 minutes outside of Asheville. Definitely a cool place to be. The hot springs have a high content of magnesium in there, which is actually really beneficial for aches and pains, especially knee pain. So there's your first first tip. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. After ACL reconstruction, high amounts of magnesium is really, really beneficial in terms of helping the body recover. So I am going to share the screen over here and get over to the blog post that I wrote to kind of go over the details of ACL reconstruction. It's a big deal. Like personally, this is the surgery that I had. The whole situation, the whole scenario with ACL reconstruction, I was pretty clueless of when it first happened. I dislocated my left knee 4 times before I went to the doctor. So a lot of the information that I share here is to help your process through your knee injury, knee pain, whatever you're dealing with as far as your knees go, so you can learn from my mistakes. Because looking back on it, of course, hindsight is 2020. If I would have went to the doctor after the first knee injury, I probably could have avoided the full-blown ACL reconstruction. So for those who aren't familiar, let me get over to the page here. ABCs after ACL reconstruction. So this is the blog post that I wrote on my website here. The ABCs after ACL reconstruction. I get into the history of all of it, but let's take a step back and go over exactly what we're dealing with. Because what I find extremely helpful is AC here, anatomy of the knee joint. Let me share the specific. Let me get over here. Share screen. Okay. So I think this will cover everything. Anatomy of the knee. And we'll get in there specifically. This is a good one here. Oh, that's not a good image. It doesn't come up. This might be a good one. Okay, anatomy of the knee. So, just a real quick overview. Tendons connect muscle to bone, and ligaments connect bone to bone. So you can see these strands here inside the knee, on either side of the knee joint, above the knee, below the knee. If you're looking at a bone, this is the fibula. So we're looking at the right knee right here, the fibula and the femur, which is the bone in the upper leg. This strand right here is known as the lateral collateral ligament. So ligament connects bone to bone. On the other side, you have the medial collateral ligament, which connects the bone in the upper leg to the bone in the lower leg. The big piece that we're looking at here is the anterior cruciate ligament. So this ligament right here, and that's the one that many people tear. That is the one that I tore over a progression of 4 different injuries: skiing, judo, volleyball, and softball. The last time I tore it was throwing to first base. I was playing shortstop, fielded a ground ball, threw to first base, and the last shred of ligament snapped in the knee, and then I was on the ground screaming, clutching my knee to my chest. It was a pretty embarrassing experience, and I knew at that point that I needed to start addressing what was going on. I needed to start looking at what was going on in my knee, go to the doctor, and figure out what I was dealing with. And that's what I talk with anybody that begins looking at my website or my program, whatever it is. It's like, you got to get that doctor's diagnosis first. We got to know what we're dealing with, because there is an area where the doctors are really great, and that is if something is broken or torn in the knee. But then there's an area that the doctors are it's just not what they're trained for, doctors and physical therapists. And that is when, after what has been repaired, like a ligament, like a meniscus, if you had a fracture in the knee joint, then on the other side of it, we're looking at a whole realm that, once we've gone through the surgery and the physical therapy, that is virtually unknown to doctors. And that's exactly what Dr. John Ellis, I talk about Dr. Ellis, which by the way, he's a University of Louisville sports orthopedic surgeon. So all of the athletes for the University of Louisville sports teams are sent to him for their knee issues. And what ends up happening is they get what's repaired, and they need to do the physical therapy afterwards, and then they get back out on the court. The medical model is essential in that process, but many times after that ACL reconstruction, we're still looking and dealing with, let me pause this for a moment. We're still looking and dealing with pain, swelling, discomfort. The body's compensating, so there's a lot of pain in the hips and the lower back. That's what I was experiencing. Not able to get the range of motion that I had desired, which was getting my heel to my butt. So I always felt kind of crooked. Just the fatigue, the achiness in the knee, just all sorts of crazy experiences that, on the other side of the surgery and physical therapy, that it's not able to be explained. And a lot of times people resign to the fact, well, that's just what I got to deal with. That's what happened from my knee injury. I got to push through the pain, no gain. I'll eventually get arthritis down the road. And I'm here to tell you, let's see, the surgery was in June of 99, and we're 23 years later, and I have full range of motion in the knee, no problems in the knee whatsoever. And I don't believe that can be everyone's experience if they continue down a conventional path or conventional approach to looking at what's going on with their knee, because of what is not being looked at or not being addressed. And so what is the conventional approach is strengthening the legs, stretching the legs, building up the muscles in the legs. That's only going to get you so far unless you begin to address the neurological signaling that is telling the knee, telling the leg, telling the body to operate a certain way. I'm going to pause here for a moment. If you have questions about your ACL surgery, the situation with your knee, your doctor's diagnosis, working with physical therapy, or whatever it is, please put those in the comments section, and I will address those before the end of the call. And I also have some questions that have been sent in since last week, so we're going to address all of those in the process. Let me make sure I get those up here. I forgot about that. Okay, where is... Okay, I better... So what's important to address is the neurological pattern. Now, what am I talking about, neurological pattern? Neurological pattern is the signal that goes from your knee throughout your body to your brain that says the knee can bend, the knee can extend, the knee can move in a normal way or in an abnormal way. And when we have an injury, an accident, a trauma, a surgery, what ends up happening is the body compensates. Your body will compensate for the injury, the accident, the trauma, the surgery. It'll tense up to protect itself. It doesn't want to go there because it knows it doesn't feel safe. It's not okay on some level. And what ends up happening is you get a workaround. Your body does this workaround. It doesn't want to go into a specific range of motion. So it'll prevent your brain, your neurology, your knee will prevent you from moving your knee or your body in a certain way because it anticipates the experience of pain, discomfort, tension, tightness, achiness, whatever your experience of your knee is, your body doesn't want to go there. So this is like a neurological dysfunction, essentially, that gets stuck in your knee and in your body. No matter how much you strengthen your legs, no matter how much you stretch, no matter how much you meditate or pray that it's like the knee's going to be okay, it's still not going to feel quite right. Now, why doesn't it feel quite right? Because it's like a fuse in the fuse box that got blown. And until we reset that fuse in the fuse box, the knee doesn't understand how to feel normal again. And you'll have that little niggle in the back of your head of not wanting to move in these certain ranges of motion. If this is making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. If you have questions, please type those in the live chat or the comment section, and I will address that. And this is really important because we could work super hard. I get so many people that they get diagnosed with arthritis, or they're bone on bone, or they're whatever, and they're almost like they wear it as a badge of honor, how much they can push, how much pain they can tolerate. And I'm here to tell you that there is a time and a place to push through pain. When you start out in pain, that is not the time to push through the pain. When you start out in pain, that's the time to begin to reset the neurological signaling in the knee to create comfort, to get your neurology to calm down, to get to a place where it's easy to move your knee. And then when it's easy to move your knee, now we can have the conversation about strengthening, about pushing the knee, about building the muscles in the legs, about getting stronger. But until we get to that solid foundation of understanding when the knee feels normal and when it is tensing up to protect itself, you're going to find yourself in this perpetual loop that's going to put you back in the same place that you've been trying really hard to get out of. So that is the first step. Let me get over to the blog post here. I will share this. There we go. Let's see. And so I go over the ABCs of ACL reconstruction. The first piece is accepting that the doctors and the physical therapists have a limited amount of knowledge when it comes to the body fully healing itself. Now, this is not a knock on doctors and physical therapists. They're very skilled and they know what they understand in a certain aspect about healing the body. They really get it. They understand how to determine if something is broken or torn in the knee. They understand how to repair what's broken or torn, and they know how to strengthen the body to some extent. However, on the other side of that, when you find yourself hitting that glass ceiling, when you're hitting that plateau, and you've been working with physical therapy for months, sometimes even years, and you're not getting that improvement, it's like a 12-step program. You have to accept that there's a problem that needs to be addressed. And until you accept that problem, till you come to terms with the fact that the docs and the PTs may not have the answer to what you're looking for, you're going to find yourself stuck in that very same place again. The second step in the ABCs after ACL reconstruction is understanding that the path to fully healing your knee is going to be riddled with lots of self-doubt and uncertainty, which means that your path out of pain is going to be different than anyone else's. You're not going to have a cookie cutter approach that is going to be able to say, okay, you strengthen these muscles in the leg, or you stretch in this way, and you do this day after day for weeks, months, years, and your knee pain's going to go away. Your body is much too complex for it to be a cookie cutter approach like that. We need to understand that different people have different capacities for pain. We have to understand that the neurology has different capacities for letting go of tension and taking on tension. We have different jobs. We have different lifestyles. We have some people sit for work, some people stand for work, some people walk for work. So your approach to relieving pain, getting full range of motion back in your knee, and getting your knee back to normal is going to be different than anyone else's. And you have to have a program that is going to be adaptable like that. I've seen far too many people go to physical therapy 2-3 times a week, and every time they come out of physical therapy, they're in more pain than they went into physical therapy. That can be problematic. And especially after the insurance runs out, now it's like you're at the end of your rope. You tried really hard, your knee's still in pain, and you still aren't getting what you want. And that goes back to the first part, accepting that the docs and the PTs have limited knowledge. Then going on to understanding the path to fully healing your knee is going to be riddled with lots of self-doubt and uncertainty. And then the third step for the ABCs after ACL reconstruction is what will work for your knee will change from day to day and even throughout the day. And this is something that many people get stuck in. They're like, well, my knee felt good yesterday. I don't understand why it felt good today. My knee feels good today. It should feel good tomorrow. Or my knee hurts today. It's going to hurt for forevermore in the future. So it's this misconception that the body doesn't change, that the body doesn't adapt to and adjust to thousands of different inputs every day throughout the day. And then you add on the surgery, the trauma from the injury, the surgery, the physical therapy afterwards, you have a lot of factors that are going into contributing to how your knee feels on a day-to-day basis. A big thing that needs to be looked at is, our diet. Our diet has an effect on our knees. Whether we drink water or not, whether we drink other things or not, have an effect on how our knees feel. Our mindset has an effect on how our knees feel. The people that we surround ourselves with has an effect on how our knees feel. So when you have all of these factors going on, it's important we start setting up the conditions so your body has the support it needs to heal the knee, and that your environment is there to support your body's healing your knee. And it starts with the changing in neurological signaling in the knee, creating comfort. That the changing the neurological signaling is also known as creating comfort. If this is making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. If you have questions, type those in the comments section and I will address those. Right now, we're going to zip on over to the questions that have been sent in since last week. It says from Valentino Fierro. This was from YouTube. They write, my daughter has been in chronic pain from a knee surgery on the right knee and consequent nerve damage down the right side of her foot. July will be 4 years of debilitating pain. Yes, we've had the x-rays, MRI, physical therapy. Here, actually, I can share this. Is this shared? No. Let me share this here. July will be 4 years of debilitating pain. Yes, we've had the x-rays, MRI, PT, orthopedic surgeons, cortisone injections, gel injections. She used to be happy, active, working. Now she can barely walk. What can we do? And it goes back to that understanding of changing the neurological signaling in the knee, creating comfort in the knee. And when the knee is in pain, especially when it's been that long, there is a huge effect that pain has on the mind and on our emotions. So it's going to be the neurology begins to look at when it's been in that heightened state, that painful state for a long period of time. It only looks at if something is painful or there's no pain. There's no distinctions. There's no shades of gray. There's no looking at, well, it hurts a little bit less than it did this morning. When I drank the second cup of coffee, it made the pain increase in the knee a little bit. It doesn't see when our nervous system has been in pain for an extended period of time like that. It doesn't make these distinctions and nuances. So what we need to begin doing is taking a step back and using changing the neurological signaling or creating comfort in the knee as a way of beginning to delineate, having these distinctions and nuances to create a contrast between pain and what is maybe a little bit less pain, and how we can guide the body out of pain by sending these neurological signals of comfort throughout the knee, throughout the body, and then set up the conditions to allow the body to move to a place of comfort easier and faster with a lot less effort. If that's making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's see if there's any questions coming in. Here's another one. Hi, good morning. For a long time now, I've had all the ligaments in my left knee weakened without having had any trauma. What could it be? Diet lack of drinking water, the type of exercise. Here's something worth noting is that the type of exercise we do can affect whether the knees get stronger or not. For instance, uh, tendons, ligaments, and fascia that hold the knee joint together. Like there's no muscles in your knee. That's like, it just doesn't, and there's no muscles in the knee that exist. You have ligaments that connect bone to bone. You have tendons that connect muscle to bone. So at the intersection of your knee joint, there are no muscles. So the strategy to strengthen the knee joint is drastically different than it is strengthening the muscles in your legs. The idea is for strengthening the knee joint, we want to, and this is the question from Valentino regarding, let's see, Valentino said, the ligaments in the left knee are weakened. That can be because of the type of exercise that they're doing. There can also be from an imbalance in the joint, meaning the body doesn't have whatever happened, accident, injury, stress can actually increase tension in our hips and lower back, which pulls the alignment of what's going on in the knee out of whack, so it can make the knees feel weak. So in actuality, the ligaments aren't weak. We just have a different reference point of what's going on in the knee joint, which makes the knees feel like they're weak. So we can have a diet issue. We can have the type of exercise that we're doing. We can have a neurological misalignment of what's going on in the joint. We can also have a neurological misfiring, meaning that the neurology in the knee is firing at an incorrect order. Meaning instead of the knee firing or what's going on both in the legs, the hips, the lower back, instead of it firing in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it fires 1, 3, 2, 5, 4. And that can cause the knee joint to feel weak. That's a big thing you see in physical therapy, is getting the glutes in the thigh muscles firing first before the knee. And the bigger muscles protect the smaller muscles in the leg and create stability in the knee. So sometimes it's an order which things are firing. And it has nothing to do with trauma in the conventional sense. Trauma, we think of accident, we think of something big. Trauma can actually be quite small, and it can happen as a result of tension and stress that builds up over time. Like the old adage, the straw that broke the camel's back. It wasn't the straw that did it. It was the accumulation of so much over time that led to the dysfunction that finally the neurology in the body, the knee couldn't take it anymore. And now the ligaments aren't doing so great. If you have questions, please type those in the live chat. We will get to those in just a moment. If you're liking what is being said here, give the video a thumbs up. Oh, I forgot about this. If you want more information, you can head on over to my website, thekneepainguru.com. I have the article for this, the ABCs of ACL Reconstruction. I have the entire article of this. This video will be posted on that page as well. You can get on the newsletter list, which I send out information on the daily basis to help you change your mindset on terms of how approaching a different way of approaching knee pain. And you can also get more help and support. Like, this is my day job. This is what I do. Help people out of knee pain around the world. Have clients on 6 continents. and you can check that out in Knee Club. You can you can see it scrolling below, Knee Club teaser. You can sign up for that, and you see my most recent training, which was Thursday of last week, helping the people who are suffering with knee pain and how that works and how that functions. You can give us a call or text at 877-891-9484. Whatever works for you. You can get all the help that you want. You can get none. Anyhow, that's you have options. Okay, Gene North writes, when I sit, it doesn't hurt. It only hurts when I walk. This is when we look at different tension patterns. Different tension patterns will, here's an analogy for you. The car. You're driving the car. Everyone's driven the car at some point in time. When it hits that 47 miles per hour, it shakes. 46 miles per hour, it's fine. 48 miles per hour, it's fine. But when we get to 47 miles per hour, the car shakes. Why? Because there is a certain tension pattern that is engaged in the car that only applies when the car is driving 47 miles per hour. Our body's the very same way. There are only certain positions or certain ways we'll move that will engage a tension pattern that causes pain. Some people, only when they stand, it hurts. Some people, only when it sits, they hurt. Some people, only when they walk. Only when they drive. Only when they drive after 20 minutes. So you can begin to see that we have to look at what's going on in the physical body with the distinctions and nuances of what's going on specifically for you. We can't just paint this broad brush that it's like all you got to do is strengthen the muscles in your legs. All you got to do is stretch this certain way. Use it or lose it. It's not looking deep enough into the pattern that's going on in your body to provide any sort of relief or resolution. This is huge. Like, it's worth repeating that we can't paint with a broad brush what's going on in your body and say, if you just do these exercises, if you just do these stretches, or if you just take this herb or this pill or this whatever, that your pain is going to go away and it's going to stay away. Your body is much too dynamic for that to happen. We have to look at distinctions and nuances, specific times and times of the day, or scenarios that your body gets into that the pain will increase or decrease. Some people feel great all day long, and it's when they go to sleep that the pain comes on. Sometimes the person could be in pain. They can be comfortable, vice versa. I forgot how I said that. Anyways, the point being is we have to look at your situation specifically in order to find the solution and give you tools for that. And it's not going to be a broad brush that is going to provide your solution. So the answer to Jean's question is, when she sits, it doesn't hurt. So the tension pattern that's going on, I would suspect, is going to be in her hips and lower back, because in the sitting position, it takes the tension off of the muscles coming out of the lower back and the hips. When she walks, she's upright straight, so it puts more tension on those muscles, and that's where we need to create comfort, is in those muscles in the hips and lower back to take the tension out of the knees. Jean also says she has loads of edema. Edema is going to be swelling. And then she also writes, here, I'll share the screen here. No, right, no, right there. Had a medial meniscus tear. Physio did no change. Surgery 6 weeks ago. I still have trouble walking on it. Seems to walk very slowly like a snail. She's 69 years old. Lady was good to go before doing this tear. And once again, this is a similar situation that I was in. I had the surgery. I got on the other side of the surgery and the physical therapy and still having lots of problems. And that's where we got to look deeper into the pattern that's going on. Jean is indicating that it doesn't hurt when she sits. It only hurts when she walks. So we need to look at those patterns that are going on in the knee when she's walking, looking at the patterns that are going on in the hips and lower back when she's standing, and how can we begin to create comfort to get that relief so it feels comfortable when she stands up and when she walks. Okay. Sai Prasad said, had surgery of ACL tear in 2019, but still the knee doesn't gain strength. I'm not getting full range of motion, and I'm facing sounds while moving the leg, probably like crunching or whatever that is. Is this common, or can you suggest good exercises for knee strengthening? And once again, we get into that scenario that strengthening the leg is not necessarily going to get say closer to what they want. It is important to understand that we have these neurological patterns that got set in the knee as a result of the injury, the accident, the trauma, and then they had the surgery to repair the knee, and now you still have difficulty with full range of motion in the knee. So we need to release these patterns that are going on in the hip, the lower back, the hamstrings, the quads, in the knee, get the relationship of the knee in the bones of the knee in proper relationship so they can function smoothly. What's going on in the shins and the calves, the ankles and the feet also play a role. So in order for full range of motion to be in the knee, we have to have freedom in the joints in the ankle joint as well as in the hip joint. And unless we look at those as well, then the knee, no matter how hard we push it, no matter how hard you force it, no matter how much you strengthen the muscles in the legs, you're not going to get there. And that is not, like I said, this is not a slam on the medical model. They just have their limitations in terms of understanding, or I should say the conventional approach. There's limitations in terms of understanding how to achieve the end goal, which is getting the full range of motion in the knee, getting the knee out of pain, and allowing your body, your knee to feel, your leg to feel normal again. If that's making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay. Those were all of the questions that came in from last week. We don't have any questions that are coming in live, and that's okay. We're doing these videos once a week. I'm doing these videos once a week, answering questions. We'll be doing another one next week. I'm not really sure the topic. I kind of see what trends in terms of the questions that come in. Clients that I work with. I have some clients that I see in person here in Louisville. I haven't lived there in a while. Asheville, North Carolina area. Clients that I work with. So in working with them, they ask specific questions that I kind of dig into and use them as topics to go forward with or what to have the next topic on. And it's based on the questions that come in as well. I kind of take everything together and see, like, what is the thread? What is many people struggling with? Huge thing, like, honestly, getting people out of pain, getting the range of motion back in the knee is the easy part. It's the mental piece. The mental piece, the emotional piece that get people stuck in a loop. They'll get results, but they're so traumatized by their experience of their knee, they aren't even able to see the distinctions and the nuances going on in their process of their body healing. And they'll get stuck back in that broken record, so to speak. Let me see. Make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and loved ones. There's a lot of people that are struggling with knee pain. I see it a lot. See a lot of Facebook groups and different groups around the internet where people do struggle with knee pain. And this approach isn't for everybody. A lot of people aren't even able to hear what I'm sharing because they're too stuck into what are the muscles I need to strengthen in my legs? What exercises do I need to do? Looking at the conventional approach, the drug, shot, surgery, physical therapy, which if that's what you want to do, great. Like, I do not fault you in the least bit. I'm just letting you know that there are other options, that my program offers you another option that isn't in the box of the conventional medical approach, and it is extremely effective. It just takes, like, it's the secret to anything in life. You have to work at it. And once you begin to see it and focus on it, you create more of that. Like anything else you work at in life, you put effort towards it, you will see the results. You don't put effort towards it, well, you'll be in the same place that you were. Anyhow, if you're watching the replay and you would like to submit your questions, please do so. I will answer those on next week's video, and we will continue forward. This should be posted on a number of different platforms, so you can comment on it, and I screen those, get those into one place so I can answer the questions. Okay. I think that's all she wrote for today. I'll play you a little video. Talks a little bit about my group coaching program, which is Knee Club. That's where I work with clients. I'm actually having my next group coaching program coming up in about 15 minutes, 12:30 Eastern time on Mondays and 5 p.m. Eastern time on Thursdays, where I work with clients, where we go into the specific strategy. So whatever you have going on with your knee, the pain hurts in your kneecap or inside below your knee or outside above your knee or in the back of the knee, front of the knee, doesn't matter. We zero in on specifically what you need to do and customize an approach to get you out of pain, no matter how long you've been in pain or what's happened to your knee. Just make sure you go to the docs and get a diagnosis so we know what we're dealing with. Even if the docs say your knee's normal or we can't find anything, that's okay. As long as something isn't blatantly broken or torn in your knee, we can certainly help. I can certainly help. Okay. I'm going to play this. Check it out. I'll come back. If there are any questions, then we'll wrap it up. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, well, we're back. This is Bill Paravano, the knee pain guru. I don't see any questions or comments that have come in since we played that short little video clip. Not a big deal. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. I'm going to jump into the knee club call now. If you want, you can sign up by going to the kneepainguru.com website. I'll share the screen real quick. That's right here. You can go to the homepage and then click on knee pain products. And you can sign up for any one of the programs: Knee Club Premium, Knee Club Lite, or you can sign up for a time to speak with me one-on-one. Okay. Have a great day. It's great hanging out with you today. Good luck with everything that's going on with your knees, and I am here when you need me. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.